So Chris Middleton, the much maligned Chris Middleton, who had been horrifically bad the first 2 games, he sucked out loud. But not in this game. 38 points, took over down the stretch, and Milwaukee smiling from ear to ear. Giannis Antetokounmpo chipping in with 33 points, and the Bucks rally back. They were down by 15 at one point. They come back, beat Atlanta 113-102 in game number 3 of the Eastern Finals. So with that, the Bucks take a 2-1 lead over the Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals. But the story here is the turning point of the game. And it happened late in the third quarter with less than 30 seconds left on the clock. Trae Young attempting to pass. He stepped back and then twisted his ankle. Now, it's how he twisted his ankle that is the story here. Did he step on a player from Milwaukee? No. Did he step on a fan? No, he did not. Was it just an awkward step? No. He stepped on the referee that was behind him, and that led to the ankle injury where he left the game. He did come back and play in the fourth quarter, but not very well at all. So let us discuss. Are you going to go thumbs up? Here's the question. Thumbs up or thumbs down on the Hawks fans having a legitimate beef, a right to be upset with the officials? So I'm going to go 2 thumbs up on this. I'm going 2 thumbs up on this. I've got Battery Park, Sesame Street, and Awakening. And we will combine all these things together into a passable Maller monologue. Now, number one. The direction of the Hawks-Bucks series, in many ways, has been decided which direction the series is going by Trae Young stepping on the referee's foot and turning his ankle. And he's going to have an MRI from what we understand. We'll see what that turns out. He did come back and play in the game, but there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, even if you are the biggest Wisconsin Hawk. See what I did there? But if you love the Bucks, and there are a few of you that listen to the show that do love the Milwaukee Bucks, that game was there for the taking. And Atlanta had been the better team much of the game. It was close when Trae Young got hurt, but that was right there for the Hawks to snatch with Trae Young and get the win, take a 2-1 lead in the series, and continue to crank up the pressure on the Bucks. And it would have been one thing if he got hurt colliding Trae Young with a Milwaukee player, but a zebra. You weren't at the zoo, a zebra. All right? This guy, Sean Wright, a generically named official, is the official in question. Now, I have no skin in the game. And I know the other side of the aisle, the defenders of the referee, will point out that the ref's foot, Sean Wright's foot, both his feet were out of bounds. So you can't blame him. But I'm on the other side of the aisle, so I can blame him. I can strongly disagree with the sentiment that the referee, it was just a fluke accident type thing. I don't agree with that. Sean Wright could have easily stepped back. It would not have killed the referee. Instead, he hopped on a ferry over at Battery Park and turned into the Statue of Liberty and just froze. Would it have killed the man to take a step back in that thing? You know, freak accident, blah, 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 blah. It could have been avoided. There is no debate that Trae Young, when he did come back in the game in the fourth quarter, about 9 minutes or so on the clock, I believe, he was a shell of what he had been at the beginning part of the game. And what's my evidence on that? I'll give you my evidence. Trae Young took 4 shots in the fourth quarter. He made 1 of them. It's a 25% rate when he came back. And now, how much of this was real and how much of this was for dramatic effect? Trae Young was grimacing as he ran back on defense like he was in an immense amount of pain. It was the agony. And in the fourth quarter, minus 15 in the fourth quarter. Prior to the injury, before stepping on Sean Wright, the referee's foot, Trae Young was having a really solid performance. He was shooting almost 60% from the floor, 11 of 19, and 32 points for Trae Young prior to everything going sideways with the ankle. Now, the second point here. So not only you have Trae Young getting injured because of an official, I thought officials were supposed to be seen but not heard. And in this case, How about not even seen? Now, the second thing, the NBA referees continue to meddle with these playoff games. We saw the absolute atrocity that took place on Saturday. Clearly injustice of the NBA officials. More on that later. But this was what happened on Sunday. It wasn't just the official being too close to Trae Young. You also had the referees being upstaged by the fans in Georgia, and really upstaged by a Sesame Street character, the Count. The fans in Atlanta, if you saw the game, you know what I'm talking about. It was great. It was outstanding. I am a sucker for rhythmically chanted fan bases and relentlessly, rhythmically counting when Giannis Antetokounmpo was at the charity stripe. Now, standing 10 count, players have 10 seconds from the time they get the basketball to release the shot from the foul line. Antetokounmpo, as the fans count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so and so and so. He was constantly over 10 seconds. He was typically at 12 or more seconds. The officials, apparently they had their earplugs in, and they avoided calling the violation. They literally, I don't think there was one time that I was watching the game here where he didn't go past the 10-second mark. Now, Marv Albert, in his final Eastern Conference Finals on TNT, he attempted to say that the fans were fast counting. No, they weren't. 10 seconds is 10 seconds, and Giannis was over 10 seconds. Now, either if you're going to have the rule, you might as well enforce the rule. If you're not going to have the rule, then that's fine. Don't pretend like you do. Occasionally, you make that call. Now, whether it was the fans or whether it was just Giannis sucks at the foul line, he ended up taking 13 foul shots. He made less than half, 6 of 13 from the line. But it's a simple fix here for the NBA. If you feel awkward, with the 10-second rule, you might as well just get the pencil with the eraser and take it out of the rule book if you're not going to call it other than once in a blue moon. I just give the players a rocking chair and a nice lemonade, and they can take their time there, la 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 from the foul line. That's essentially what they're doing anyway. All right, final point. So we had the injury to Trae Young late third quarter. We had throughout the game Antetokounmpo missing foul shots and the fans rhythmically chanting. But we also had the great awakening in the fourth quarter by Chris Middleton, who had been horrific at the start of this series. 38 points in this game, but it was mostly down the stretch. He outscored the entire Atlanta Hawks in the fourth quarter, 20-17, just on Middleton alone, as the Bucks came back. 8 of 13 from the field and 4 of 6 from three-point range in the fourth quarter. And Trae Young, while he was back injured, that defines the game. There was plenty of blame to go around. We love playing the blame game. Bogdan Bogdanović. What was that? My God. A thief in the night. 16 shots. He made 3 of them. And I've seen this guy. We've seen him early in the playoffs and the regular season making a bunch of outside shots. 2 of 10 from three-point range. And I'm sure they'll say he's hurt, he's not right. Yeah, I know. That's the go-to. But 8 points in 35 useless minutes, completely useless. So Game 4 will be Tuesday night in Georgia. And while it is only a 2-1 situation, the fact that Atlanta was playing very well and Trae Young was lighting it up and you were setting yourself up to win Game 3 and keep the pressure on Milwaukee. Well, now the Bucks have come to Atlanta and done what they needed to do. They've taken home court advantage back. And so now they're playing with house money. And what a run it's been for the Milwaukee Bucks. We are on track for 2 of the least impressive NBA final runs, meeting in the finals if things continue the way they're going. But just look at Milwaukee here. Kyrie Irving hurt. James Harden looked like he didn't want to play when he played. So the Brooklyn Nets, who the Bucks beat in the last round, were pretty much just Kevin Durant, and that's it, and a bunch of stooges. And now you see it, Trae Young, and is this going to be the Trae Young that shows up the rest of the series, or is this just merely a speed bump for the Atlanta Hawks? But either way, Milwaukee living a charmed life, and certainly we know that the team in Phoenix, they're living a charmed life with the referees in their back pocket helping them out. They're not good enough to beat the Clippers straight up without Kawhi Leonard. How embarrassing is that? But that's the NBA in a nutshell. As Trae Young, the big story there, on the referee's foot, down he goes.